Hello and welcome back to the Change Dude podcast, where we explore the intersection of technology, creativity, and personal growth. I am your host, Saeed Rafe, and today we are going to dive into a phenomenon that's quietly revolutionizing how software gets written. Today's episode is about a recently coined term and a recent trend that is gaining popularity fast. It's called vibe coding. If you ever felt stuck in a coding rut, tapped out on ideas, or simply curious how AI is changing the human side of programming, you are in the right place. Over the next few minutes, I would like to cover what vibe coding is, why it exploded in popularity, how you can actually practice it or gain some benefit from it, some real-world success and failure stories, opportunities, and the new roles that might be created as a result of vibe coding, some potential pitfalls and how to avoid them. So without further waiting, let's get started. The idea of vibe coding actually exploded in early 2025 when Andrej Karpathy introduced it in a playful social media post. He described vibe coding as a way to fully give in to the vibes and forget the code even exists, letting artificial intelligence generate code as he gave simple instructions. In other words, he showed that you can almost build a web app just by talking to the AI and clicking accept on its suggestions. This tweet captured imaginations. It highlighted how far AI assistants have come, and it gave the trend a catchy name. Since then, the tech press and developer community have taken notice. Simon Willison, a veteran programmer, wrote that vibe coding is having a moment, noting coverage in outlets from Ars Technica to The Guardian. Generally, the term has come to mean using advanced AI models to build software with minimal manual coding. The online tech magazine GeekWire explains that the core idea is letting AI write code based on simple text instructions with little human intervention. The fact that major publications and blog posts are discussing vibe coding reflects broad interest and some skepticism in this new approach. Interest in vibe coding is spread through social media, developer forums, and tech podcasts. Early adopters have immediately started experimenting with the concept. Developer communities on platforms like Reddit and Twitter were flooded with examples. Sometimes funny anecdotes of AI misbehavior, sometimes serious demos of apps being built in minutes. Even Y Combinator featured discussions on the topic. By early 2025, vibe coding was shorthand for a broader phenomenon: the rise of voice and text-driven programming enabled by advanced AI. It's no surprise tech media highlighted it quickly. Articles in mainstream tech outlets, including the New York Times and Wired, explained the concept and its implications. VCs and startup accelerators took notice too. GeekWire noted that the Y Combinator asked its founders about AI-assisted coding and found that about a quarter of them were already writing nearly all of their code with AI. These surveys indicated vibe coding wasn't just hype. Many teams were already testing the waters. At the same time, the buzz sparked debate. Some veteran developers see vibe coding as a fun way to rapidly prototype ideas, but worry about over-reliance on AI. Others celebrate it as a democratizing force that lowers barrier to building software. The contrasting views are evident. Simon Willison wrote cautionary advice about still reviewing AI code, while other voices welcome any means to make coding more accessible. This healthy debate shows vibe coding is being taken seriously, not as a fad, but as a potential sea change. Regardless of differing opinions, Karpathy's catchy phrase united the conversation. Now more people talk about AI-assisted development with the same language, which helps spread understanding and experimentation. The popularity of the term shows that developers everywhere are trying out these new tools, learning how AI can fit into their workflow, and preparing for a future where AI is a standard coding companion. Vibe coding is fueled by a growing ecosystem of AI-powered development tools, starting with GitHub Copilot, a plugin for editors like Visual Studio Code that suggests code snippets and auto-completions using OpenAI models. It's like having an AI pair programmer sitting next to you. Then comes Replit Ghostwriter, an online IDE with built-in AI that can generate entire files from prompts. It offers chat-like interaction to refine code across languages. Then comes Cursor, a specialized environment that lets you type or speak instructions and builds multi-file projects from scratch. Then comes OpenAI Codex or ChatGPT-4 using APIs, advanced language models that developers can tap into for code generation. Many custom tools and scripts use these under the hood. Another one is Amazon's Code Whisperer, AWS's code suggestion service similar to Copilot, optimized for AWS-centric development. Another powerful tool is Whisper, which is again based on OpenAI, a speech-to-text model used in experiments to turn spoken coding instructions into text commands for AI coding tools. These tools are becoming multimodal. Some can interpret images or diagrams too. For instance, an AI might translate a hand-drawn UI sketch into HTML CSS. As a result, developers can mix inputs, typing some instructions, speaking others, and even uploading design images, and the AI adapts accordingly. Many companies integrate multiple tools. For example, a developer might start in an AI chatbot like ChatGPT to work out an algorithm, then switch to VS Code with Copilot to implement it, and finally ask a voice assistant to deploy it on a server. Platforms like GitHub Codespaces even let you run these assistants in the cloud with one click. The boundaries between coding, talking, and designing are blurring. As the ecosystem matures, we expect even more specialized assistants to appear, such as AI tuned to specific languages or industries. The key is choice. Developers can pick the interface and tools that fit their flow. The underlying trend is clear. Wherever you usually communicate, typing, speaking, or drawing, there will be an AI that understands your intent. This rich toolkit accelerates vibe coding and fuels its rapid adoption. So how do you actually start vibe coding? Start with the tools. You will need an AI-powered coding environment. This could be an online IDE, a plugin, or a notebook with AI integration. For instance, Replit's Ghostwriter, GitHub Copilot, or conversational platforms like Cursor let you use natural language prompts to write programs. The choice depends on your needs: web app versus script versus data task. Next, you have to write a clear prompt. Describe what you want in detail, including technology, features, and behavior. For example, IBM suggests a prompt like create a lively visual animation that reacts to music or live data with smooth transitions, colorful visuals, and easy customization. The more specific and goal-oriented the prompt, the better the AI's first draft will be. Think of it as writing a specification in plain English. Then generate an initial prototype. Run the artificial intelligence on your prompt and get a basic code base. This code won't be perfect, but it gives you something tangible. Now refine, examine the output, run it, and identify issues or enhancements. Give the artificial intelligence new instructions to improve the code. For instance, add input validation or optimize the animation performance. The tool will update the code accordingly. Repeat this loop of prompting and reviewing until the software behaves roughly as intended. Finally, review and polish the result. Don't ship code without checking it. Read through the generated code, run tests, and fix any obvious bugs. Refactor code structure or performance as needed. IBM's guidelines explicitly include a final code review step. In practice, consider the AI output as if it were a junior colleague, helpful for writing, scaffolding, and repetition, but still requiring experienced human oversight. Once you are satisfied, you have completed a vibe coding cycle. So the key steps of vibe coding include selecting an AI coding assistant. Second, writing a detailed prompt explaining the project requirements in plain English, including technologies and desired behavior, like a really good project manager. Third, generate a prototype. Let the AI produce an initial code version from your prompt. Fourth, iterate by refining. Identify missing features or bugs and instruct the AI to improve the code through follow-up prompts. 5. Review and finalize. Carefully inspect, test, and refine the code, then deploy once it is stable. Check for security vulnerabilities. Number 6. You can try voice or visual prompts when they are supported. Some tools accept voice commands or diagrams as inputs. For example, Karpathy demonstrated speaking prompts to an AI using OpenAI's Whisper model, nearly eliminating keyboard input. These multi-model features are in development and will make vibe coding even more intuitive. By following these practices, you can harness AI to build software quickly. The process is iterative. Feed the AI an idea, review its code, check for security issues, then guide it to improve. Over time, you will develop skill in writing effective prompts, turning high-level visions into running code. While vibe coding is powerful, it demands careful stewardship. The AI can do the heavy lifting, but developers must stay in control. Veteran coder Simon Willison offers a golden rule: never commit code you cannot explain. He explicitly says, I won't commit any code to my repository if I couldn't explain exactly what it does to somebody else. This means treat all AI-generated code as a draft that you fully understand and refine before calling it final. So here are some tips to use vibe coding responsibly. First of all, stick to low-risk projects at first. Use vibe coding for prototypes, experiments, or personal tools, cases where a bug won't cause serious harm. If your application handles critical data or user safety, proceed with extra caution or use traditional methods instead. Second, inspect for security and privacy. Don't paste secrets like API keys or passwords into your prompts, as those might be logged. Carefully review the generated code for vulnerabilities. AI can sometimes introduce security holes without warning. Third, balance automation with awareness. Even though the AI writes the code, you must maintain it. Continuously read through output, test them, and ensure they follow best practices. Think of AI as an assistant, not a replacement for good engineering. Fourth, be a good network citizen. If your app calls external APIs or services, avoid overloading them with automated requests. Some AI coding tools, like those running in cloud sandboxes, can help prevent accidental misuse. Then, use version control. Continue to use branches and commits as usual. Write clear commit messages about what you have asked the AI to do so you can track changes over time. Then you have to write tests and validate them. Don't skip automated tests or manual QA. Treat AI-generated code like any other code. Write unit or integration tests and verify the functionality against requirements. Address code style. The AI may format or structure code differently than your team's convention. After generation, reformat and refactor as needed to maintain readability and consistency with your code base. Finally, plan for maintenance. AI-generated code still needs updates. Keep track of dependencies, refactor when requirements change, and continue to document your code. Don't abandon version control, maintain good software hygiene. By following these guidelines, developers can harness vibe coding's benefits while keeping projects safe and reliable. A key opportunity of vibe coding is boosting creativity. When routine tasks are automated, developers can experiment more freely. Entrepreneurs can prototype new app ideas in hours or days instead of weeks. Creative coders can riff on interactive art or game mechanics using voice or prompts, iterating by refining their description. Because AI can quickly generate variations, some developers approach coding more like sculpting, asking for one version, then tweaking the prompt to see how the AI revises the design. This trial and error process can spark new ideas. Sometimes a code snippet the AI generates suggests a feature the developer hadn't considered, which then becomes part of the final product. In effect, vibe coding accelerates the creative loop. A developer stuck on implementing a complex function might describe a rough idea and let the AI produce a draft, then fine-tune it. This increases the feedback speed between concept and implementation. Startups can spin up multiple prototypes rapidly, testing with users early to gauge interest and pivot if needed. However, creativity still needs a guiding mind. The AI can generate many possibilities, but the developer steers them towards a coherent vision. The best creative use of vibe coding combines human inspiration and AI output. For example, teams are building prompt libraries or templates, curated sets of example prompts that reliably yield interesting code. These libraries let developers quickly iterate on common features by reusing proven prompts, similar to an AI cheat sheet of creativity boosters. This blending of human ingenuity and AI horsepower is at the heart of vibe coding revolution. The concept of vibe coding is so accessible that even non-developers can use it to create simple applications. The barrier between idea and implementation is lowering. If you can describe the problem, the AI can often build a working prototype. This democratization is changing who can be a developer. A small business owner, a teacher, or an artist might use vibe coding to make a basic app or website by themselves for the first time. Meanwhile, students and hobbyists are using it to power personal projects and learn programming faster. For example, an engineering student might tell the AI what kind of simulation they need and immediately get a code scaffold to inspect. According to industry analysis, using AI tools can reduce prototyping time by around 45% for beginners, meaning learners can iterate through ideas more quickly. Popular platforms also focus on user-friendly guidance. Tools like Cursor and Fine provide conversational feedback as you code, helping new developers navigate the process. Even in professional environments, success stories are piling up. As mentioned, one startup engineer reported writing 3 times as much code by partnering with AI. For example, Patrick Ellis, CTO of photo booth startup Snapbar, said AI made his team, enabling the company to delay hiring another developer. These accounts reflect that vibe coding can dramatically accelerate development for small teams. On the industry side, investors have taken notice. The maker of Cursor, an AI development platform, grew to $100 million in annual recurring revenue in a year by targeting AI-centric workflows. This kind of growth underlines that companies are racing to meet the demand for AI-assisted development. In short, vibe coding isn't just theoretical, it's already being used in real products and businesses. Early adopter stories are appearing in news articles, case studies, and even conference talks, proving that speaking or typing your intentions to code is a viable way to build software. Vibe coding changes what it means to be a programmer. Instead of spending all day on syntax, developers can offload boilerplate work and focus on high-level design and problem solving. Routine tasks like setting up databases or basic UI elements can be automated, freeing engineers to tackle more creative challenges. In fact, analysis suggests AI assistants can handle around 65% of repetitive coding tasks, letting teams concentrate on innovation. This means smaller teams or individual developers can achieve more. For startups, this efficiency is game-changing. Early-stage companies often race to build a minimum viable product under tight deadlines. Vibe coding acts as a turbocharger. 2 people might accomplish what previously took 5. The magazine GeekWire reports that some Y Combinator startups were already using AI for most of their coding. That means teams can experiment with more ideas for the same costs. Investor Ben Lang, former Notion engineer, sums it up as he said, "You can build faster and don't need to raise as much money from VC firms." Tech culture will evolve too. The skills in demand will shift. Instead of memorizing every API call, developers will get better at problem solving, software architecture, and instructing AI. Educational programs and coding bootcamps are already incorporating AI tools into their curriculum, teaching students how to work with these new assistants from day one. At the same time, experienced developers will become mentors for the AI, reviewing and improving its output. We might see workflows where a developer writes partial designs or pseudocode and asks the AI to complete it, essentially making the AI a partner in pair programming. Another cultural effect is inclusivity. By lowering barriers, we might see a surge of software ideas from outside traditional tech circles. People from all backgrounds, entrepreneurs, designers, domain experts, or educators, could more easily prototype apps. This democratization could broaden the developer community and bring more diverse voices into software creation. However, existing teams will need to adapt to manage this influx. Code review and mentorship practices may evolve to help newcomers understand AI-generated code and integrate it properly. At the organizational level, development workflows will change. Continuous integration pipelines might include AI-assisted checks. Code review tools might even flag AI-written segments. Project management could evolve to track AI tasks as a part of sprints. For example, an agile sprint might include a user story like AI-generated feature X. The definition of done could involve verifying the AI's contribution. Teams will need new metrics. Instead of code churn or commits, they might measure features delivered or user satisfaction for AI-assisted work. Leaders may even hold AI demo sessions where the team discusses and critiques AI-generated code outputs. Open source communities might feel the impact as well. On one hand, more people could contribute code with AI's help, accelerating development. On the other hand, maintainers may see a flood of AI-generated pull requests, some of which might be incomplete or duplicative. This could lead to new norms, for example, requiring contributors to explain how they used AI in their submissions or to ensure they fully understand the code the AI produced. Discussions are already happening about guidelines for AI-assisted contributions and how to credit AI's role in the code. In terms of employment, the picture is complex. While some fear junior developer roles could shrink if AI handles routine work, others anticipate new opportunities. Companies might hire AI developers to train and customize models on proprietary code bases, or prompt engineers who specialize in crafting effective AI instructions. Developers who master prompt writing and AI-assisted design will become highly valued as they can multiply their productivity. The overall job landscape will likely shift towards roles that oversee and augment AI rather than compete with it. Economically, vibe coding could reshape software development costs. Cheaper, faster development might lower the price of building new apps, making more ideas commercially viable. Smaller markets could get specialized applications since development overhead is lower. This could spur innovation in niche industries and in emerging economies. Governments and businesses might invest in AI infrastructure to fuel this productivity boost, recognizing that empowered developers drive growth. That said, power comes with responsibility. Organizations must maintain quality and security. They will need standards for AI-generated code, thorough testing, and training for teams on spotting AI errors. There is also an ethical dimension. AI systems trained on historical code may have learned outdated or biased practices. For instance, an AI might default to insecure patterns if that was common in its training data, or produce gendered names in examples. Teams should be vigilant that AI doesn't inadvertently encode security vulnerabilities, privacy oversights, or biases. Good engineering cultures will adapt to audit AI decisions for correctness, performance, and fairness. All told, vibe coding is reframing how software fits into our society. By making code creation more accessible, it democratizes innovation. But it also raises questions about authorship and governance. The tech community is actively forming answers. Who owns AI-generated code, how to license it, and how to ensure accountability. Developers and tech leaders will play a key role in shaping these solutions. Engaging in forums, writing blog posts, and contributing to open discussions will help establish the best practices for this emerging field. Vibe coding is a glimpse of a future in which human imagination and AI intelligence work hand in hand. In the coming years, we expect more multimodal and conversational tools. Voice-driven coding assistants, for example, are already being tested. You might simply speak a feature request to generate code. Imagine telling your IDE, create a responsive page with a login form, and having it materialize instantly. This could speed up routine tasks dramatically. Beyond coding itself, we may see AI agents that manage entire projects. Some call this idea Vibe Ops, where AI orchestrates not only code, but deployment, monitoring, and maintenance according to high-level goals. For instance, future build pipelines might use AI to automatically fix failed tests or optimize performance based on user feedback. While it's still largely conceptual, these trends point towards software that evolves more autonomously. For businesses, the rise of vibe coding opens new opportunities. Companies can build AI-enhanced developer tools, libraries, and models for niche industries. Consulting firms and agencies may offer services to help other companies transition to AI-driven development. In education, we may see courses specifically on programming with AI. Already, some universities and boot camps are teaching students how to work with AI coders as part of the curriculum. We should also consider creativity and accessibility. Lowering the barrier means we might see a surge of unique software ideas from outside traditional tech circles. Artists, scientists, and activists could prototype tools by describing them. This inclusive wave of innovation could reshape what we expect software to do. We can also imagine specialized AIs that become expert in certain domains. A legal AI coder, for example, that understands contracts and compliance, or a financial AI coder trained on trading algorithms. These domain-specific assistants would allow vibe coding to penetrate fields with unique needs. The integration of AI with hardware could see physical robots or IoT devices being programmed by description. For instance, you might tell a home automation AI to, let's say, water the plants when the soil is dry, and it would generate the code and configurations. As AI interfaces spread into the physical world, vibe coding could unify the digital and physical realms of creation. Finally, consider global development. AI coding tools might help in regions with fewer skilled programmers. A farmer in a remote area could use AI to design a farm management app, even if they have never written code. In that sense, vibe coding could contribute to economic development by enabling local solutions worldwide. Of course, with these possibilities come challenges. Software licenses and intellectual property will be a hot topic. If an AI trained on copyrighted code reproduces something verbatim, who is responsible? Standardization around AI-generated code may develop. Teams will need practices for auditing AI contributions. Legal frameworks around AI co-creation are still catching up. Even with these challenges, the consensus is that shift to vibe coding will foster a wave of creativity. By lowering the barrier to coding, we may see thousands of new app ideas brought to life by people who would never have written code before. In essence, the blend of AI and creativity is set to reshape software development. The key will be ensuring human values and oversight remain at the core of this new landscape. So to summarize today's episode, vibe coding is more than just a buzzword. It's a glimpse of the future. It reminds us that coding is not just typing, it's solving problems through collaboration, now with AI. Embracing this change means staying curious and informed. Trying out an AI coding assistant on a side project, experimenting with how it handles your prompts, and seeing how it can become a creative partner. As with any new technology, there will be growing pains, but the potential to turn ideas into reality faster is too significant to ignore. In this episode, I have tried to cover the mechanics, the pros and cons, and the broader opportunities and challenges that vibe coding presents. The key takeaway is balance, using artificial intelligence to amplify creativity, but also keeping experts, humans, in the loop. The software of tomorrow will be built by savvy developers who know when to let AI assist and when to take the reins themselves. By combining AI and human ingenuity, we can build software that is faster, more inclusive, and more imaginative than ever before. Thank you for tuning in to the Change Dude podcast. If today's episode resonated with you, don't forget to share it with a fellow creator, developer, or innovator. Share your thoughts in the comments, of course, and hit subscribe if you'd like to hear more from the Change Dude podcast. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep changing the game. This is your host, Said Rafi, signing off.